Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hand of Fate 2. So we tried Justice last time and failed through starvation and ended so early that we just have reset all of the cards, so we can kind of show real quick what cards I've decided to pick. A lot of these still are just new event cards, so we're trying to figure out what they do. Or new pieces of equipment, so we're still trying to figure out what they do. Made a little bit of changes as far as what is set up and equipped. In particular, I need to use this sword to defend and reposit when I do fight the Northerners. I kind of feel like the reason I failed the last attempt on this, though, was just because of random poor luck.
Any game that is sufficiently complex can become another.
We're gonna
see that
kind of skip this dialogue.
You and I must consider.
Just pause now if you want to read it, I guess.
I do not know what the usurper has prepared, but we will.
So it shows all these mountain spots, and all these mountain spots are in the exact same position as they were the last time. So it's not random. Interesting. So we're supposed to report to the Imperial Fort, which I guess means you probably have to play this way. So if I was to go back this way and then do this, and then chop some wood. If we can get gold, we'll get 50 wood.
That will set you in good stead from here.
Right. And then the Northerners start to move themselves. Okay. We'll buy some food. And then we'll leave. So this time I'm going to go back to the fort and see what happens here. Commander Trinko makes a cursory inspection of the wagon of wood you return. Good workman. He commends the troops who accompanied you, but before quickly retreating to his tent, his lieutenant remarks, "Keep searching the hills. We need stone as well. You may visit the mess tent for supplies as long as you remain useful to us." And someone, "Get this mercenary some decent equipment," he roars, heading back to his tent. You gain 2 fame. Alright, so we have either the Mask of Holy Fortunes, which can be very useful, or Winter's Bane, which can be very useful. Let's go with this since we don't have any masks. Nope, we can't use that. We don't have enough fame. So we will use this. Defeat 30 Northerners with a finisher. There are 1,000 soldiers here. Let's see. Inspect the defenses. You find Captain Elphus overlooking the digging of a ditch around the outskirts of the camp. Commander Trinko has ordered us to fortify the base camp before he sends us into the mountains to find Roldan. At least we might last a little longer here than exposed on the mountain trails, he considers darkly, gazing up at the mountains. "Let me show you what we have planned," he says, turning back to the task at hand. Okay. So we spend our resources to increase the defense of the fort. So there is a whole base building mechanic in this mission that just doesn't really exist in any of the rest of this. So we can build wind spikes. Construction begins on a series of wind spikes along the edge of the perimeter ditch. And we lose 0 food. Apparently we can't visit the mess tent at the moment, probably because it would just refill us. Construction continues. Lead Alphys on another gathering mission. set off into the mountains once more. So we have no idea now where we're supposed to go to gather stone. You would think it would be these mountain cards, but every single one of these mountain cards have a mountain symbol on them that means you can't climb them. It seems like you can't climb them. I couldn't in the last attempt.
I have walked beyond these gates. I do not recommend it.
Purgatory. Your journey leads you directly through Purgatory. By the edge of the cave entrance, you meet an old man bundled in rags. He stares at you with milk-white eyes and warns you of impending peril. It will not leave you unchanged, as the favor and ire of the gods pursue all who journey here. Okay. So we have a whole bunch of things here where we're gonna, it says inspect blessings and cursings. So we have a simony remedy. Yet you have 0 gold and 0 food. At the beginning of a new map, draw 4 game cards if you have 0 gold and 0 food, which is almost never going to happen. Thunder's Boom. Draw a game card at the beginning of each new map. If it is a food card, then keep it, otherwise discard it. That's not as bad. Deadly Hunt. Enemies deal plus 30% damage in combat until the next level, then discard this card. I don't know why you'd want that. Blunt Pokers. Light weapons deal 10% less damage. And Destitutus. Platinum cards have no effect. So you'd want one of these two, not one of the curses. Okay. Will you take the path that leads to Purgatory or take the longer, safe option? So I guess you have to just take them all. Well, that's gonna suck, but let's do it anyways. You traverse the strange and surreal world of the unliving, the penitent, and the unrepentant. You gain 2 fame. And that gives us the shard, so we don't have to ever probably do that card again. Although if you were doing the mission where you needed blessings, that might be worth taking anyways.
It seems unfair that curses should be removed so easily. If Callus still plays the game in the old style, this will give you an advantage.
So we have Cunning Man. You enter a hunt of a local bone man, remove a random curse, remove a specific curse. Let's remove a random curse. He waves a burst gnarled stick adorned with feathers over your hands. There goes Destitute. Now for payment, some favor of the gods you somehow possess will be mine, he says, insisting that you drink a dish of putrid liquid. Okay. We can go in and inspect. Yeah, Simony Remedy would be fine to get rid of. Of course, I don't think I have a choice. Okay, I did have a choice. I've become more powerful, he whispers to a nearby skull. As far as you can tell, the skull does not answer. So that was not the move. The fort defense is now at 80 of 1,000, but I really question what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Stone will be key to your success.
You stumble upon a deserted quarry and set into the side of the mountains. Discarded tools and wooden carts litter the area. We could use this stone, Captain Elphus declares. Not many of tools of the tools here are usable, but we could get all the stone we need for the fort with some hard work. Direct the soldiers to gather stone. Requires 1 food. We're looking for huge successes here. The men are highly motivated, working the stone quickly and efficiently. You may continue the harvest here as long as you have food and soldiers. How? Let's walk back here and see if that works again. So the move here is to, let's see, visit the mess tent. You enter the tent filled with unpleasant aroma and hardy soldiers and unidentified food. While scouring supplies for your next trek into the wilderness, you overhear soldiers talking. Weldon is likely dead. We will all be soon. It's the waiting that gets me. Getting 2 food. So 2 food's not really enough. Okay. We need more wood. Well, we could, let's see, build some of these other options here. Build stone structures faster with a mason. Build wood structures faster. Can we build anything else? Guess the move here is you're just going to go back and forth, and as long as you're not walking on any of the other event cards, you're fine. Of course, I'm not getting any extra items. After several hours of work, the stone wall bursts open, showering the quarry with shrapnel. A being of lava and stone emerges from the tunnel, killing 4 soldiers before retreating into the darkness from whence it came. We gathered 1 stone. That sucks. Received news of the northerner raid on the Imperial Fort. 61 soldiers were lost, 919 soldiers remain. Total fort defense 80. So by having 80 defense, we saved 6 soldiers. As far as I can tell. We'll do this one more time. And back we go. This time we have 3 food. And then let's see if we can build anything else. So we've taken all the usable timber from this area. Captain Alpha's declared so we need to find another source. That sucks. It does tell me then we need to probably go somewhere else. Build wood structures faster. Quarry-wise, though, it seems like you're kind of running out of options here. Alright. Attempt to hide in a nearby cave. Take the higher ground. We'll attempt to hide in the cave. It's a decent chance here of success. There you go. I just got an achievement for Jack of all trades for getting huge success on, I imagine, the Wheel of Fortunes. You and the Imperial allies head into the darkness of Mountain Cave, being careful to hide all trace of your passing. So if I walk here, it's just going to tell me it's too perilous to pass. So I've got to gotta go downward, I guess. 68 soldiers are lost again.
The game is a bridge between this world and the next, reaching forward into the nothing beyond.
This is almost like a Mario Party attempt, where you're going around the map over and over again, getting resources. Although it doesn't really feel much like Mario Party since there aren't mini games and there isn't that Mario aesthetic. While scouting the mountain range, you come across a deep ravine. Captain Elphys surveys the cliffside. We could build a bridge here. He decides he could give us an edge over those barbarians if they think this pass impossible. Do we have enough wood to build a bridge? No, so we have to go back. Let's see.
Victory, you are learning.
So I guess I'm going back to the quarry, and then I'm going back to the fort, and I'm going to have to just then work my way down the lower left hand side. The messenger pauses to talk further with Captain Elphys. As the messenger leaves, Elphys turns to you. Apparently we took some prisoners from in the last attack, he says. They had little useful information, but claimed to have traveled through the eastern mountains via a tunnel that emerges near an old quarry. We should investigate it next time we have a chance. Which one would be the eastern one? So maybe the quarry we've been visiting. Let's see. Bakehouse. Maybe the quarry we've been visiting would actually lead towards a shortcut that could get me on that east side.
Avoid the Fae. It is not my place to tell you what to do, however. The game will determine that.
Laying in a field on a warm summer's day, you spy a tiny figure. You leap forth to catch her. Again, this is all just so random, you might as well just take the first one, you try to catch her, but she floats away into the field. So much for that event. Alright, so now we're gonna do fishing. We can't afford the premium harpoon. Not sure we need the premium harpoon. Well, maybe I do. Let's retry that.
Nicely timed.
That's first gold. But it's only going to get harder now. Second gold. Huge success. And this will give us an artifact if we can get the third gold. This is more going to be around just hitting the button fast when nothing
Even
is
when
blocking
things
the
appear
way.
impossible, they can be mastered. Keep practicing.
I think we get one more chance.
Breathe. You have done well.
Although it does seem like it's a chance that kind of resets everything. So you do have to get like 3 gold in a row. Or at least get 3 gold and then a silver.
The pendulum swings like a scythe, bearing hope.
And see, I don't know if red is bad. Or not. Maybe I should just give up on the gold and try and get the...
That will set you in good stead from here.
Seems like I probably wasted my accomplice's ability. And it seems like you can just do this over and over again. I undershot it there. You'd think they'd say no.
What an unfortunate time for your skills to leave you.
So I got absolutely no reward for that at all. Just by... I was given 3 chances and failed 3 times. It looks like the target for the roll is getting higher each time. You return to Yvonne and Yvette's cottage. Let's see what happens now. 50-50 chance of Yvonne or Yvette. Yvette greets you at the door. Baby Yvonne is cooing quietly on the blanket and on the kitchen floor. Once again, Yvette offers you a meal of beef pie and potatoes. It would be rude to refuse. Baby Yvonne crawls under the dining table, babbling sweetly to herself as you take your leave. Interesting. That didn't end in a way I thought it would. Across the snow-covered field, you see a lonely homestead. As you approach, you're greeted with the occupant's farmer and his family. Give 2 food. Refuse to give food. Let's refuse to give food. Ignoring the farmer's request, you continue on your journey. Well, at least we've done that once. You enter a dark wood. The densely packed trees of shadows likely hide all manner of creatures and beasts. Direct the soldiers to gather wood. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. I don't see how to really pull this one off. I guess you do it that way.
Nicely timed.
You know, it plays a little bit of a musical theme. when it is on the right node, but I don't know if you could really react that fast. Yeah, and it just seems like it keeps getting worse and worse. We basically have nothing to sell, thus we can't buy anything. We're just losing more and more soldiers. This clearly is the right mission if you want to gamble. But it's not even a particularly good mission if you want to fight. And then, unless the raiding parties are slowly cutting down the numbers of the northerners in the same way that they're cutting down the numbers of the...
Quickly, while we have the upper ground. On my mark.
See, and I'd like to reposit things, but I don't know how to really do that. Just not a lot of characters here that even need finisher moves on them. So even if I was to do this mission multiple times over, it feels like it would be very grindy to try and get reposits, to try and kill northerners with finisher moves. Just doesn't feel like that's ever going to really happen in regular play.
Naught but contempt for you. I cannot understand why you would have anything to do with them.
Right. Now this will let me do finishers on the gnomes, because that's like the only way to actually defeat them. So all you're really doing here is tapping the left trigger over and over again. Let's see. Then they want to trade with you. We need food, so we'll give them the buckler. I think the move is probably to refuse to trade with them.
The damage will persist unless you can find a meal to relieve yourself.
Well, at the very least, we're moving these event cards forward. We are seeing them. We know we don't really need to play with them again. In fact, we may very much get over the hill point there, where going forward for the rest of the game, we may have fewer cards that have new uncertain outcomes than what we could possibly unlock. So we can play with more strategy. The Peasant King sits in a throne of bones and feathers to honor the downtrodden and forgotten. Clad in heavy cloak and leather cap, the grubby young man rises gracefully from the somber nest as you enter. The basement of Farwater's only tavern serves as his throne room. A gracious host, he offers you chipped mugs of something leafy and lukewarm. Some of the townsfolk claim he is a savior, others say he is a good-for-nothing layabout. Australia explains regardless, the peasants hold him in some esteem here in far water. He draws a curiously shaped set of pipes from his pocket and plays a jaunty tune. Enough Australia draws herself up tall. The peasants of Farwater will soon be cast out from their homes. Is there anything that you can do for them? The infernal tooting stops and the peasant king lowers his pipes with a grin. 27 loaves of bread. Well, we don't have that much bread, and you'd almost never have that much bread. And that does point out that there are now 2 story mechanics that seem like they require a massive amount of food. Peasant king laughs dryly, as it always is in these parts. Alright, so you move here. Let's see, can we get it in the middle there where it would be wider? If we wait long enough, it will be. I think it's probably better just to line it up with the silver. Your Imperial allies swim hard upstream, managing to avoid any confrontation from the raiders.
Justice seems such
Which
a
just doesn't matter because you get
Lost
to the
among the sea winds.
to the
All we
northern
have
village
left
in
is
that
our
spot.
younger sister, revenge.
Stand at the edge of the forest bordering the large northern village. Armed warriors clustered by the campfire, carousing, sparring, and tending to their weapons. Unable to safely get closer, you turn back to report what you've seen.
You see now how kings are made, in dirt, poverty, and violence.
So we've just got nothing here, and we're going to pretty much just starve. Can build a bridge. We can just walk forward each time until the bridge is finished. But our defense is getting smaller and smaller, and the attacking raiding parties are getting closer and closer. You stand at the edge of the ravine. The river winds between the rocks far below, and the air is thin here. Cross the bridge over the ravine. Cold wind howls around you, but the bridge holds firm. More soldiers are being lost, and the attacking amounts of northerners is getting higher and higher. So going back, you're attended by a medic before going about your business. So it also refills your health. So there's quite a few extra advantages to this mission. But there are also some major problems with it. Captain Elphos leads the soldier away to report to the commanding officer. So we can visit the tent and we can get 8 food. And then we can look and see if there's anything we can build. A watchtower. So it's either going through this mine and just getting more rocks, or going through the quarry and getting more rocks. We also have the Greyfell Tunnel. That is now being moved. Okay.
A hidden passage, Perhaps you can make it harder for the Northerners to progress.
You approach the tunnel entrance. Captain Alpha sent some men to explore. An old Imperial map had a Greyfell tunnel listed, but I had no idea that it still existed. Hours later, they return and report it leads through to the other side of the mountain. There's clear evidence that the Northerners have used this path for years. Is this the only way out on this side? Alphys asks. We can't be completely sure, but it looks like it. Alphys turns to you saying, we could fortify the entrance on this side, make a tunnel even smaller, then even a small garrison could hold the pass. It would force the barbarians to take a different path. Okay, so we would need 20 stone and 20 wood, which we don't have 20 wood. We'll travel through the tunnel instead. That's not going to work for any of that. Looks like every dice roll in this map may just get more difficult each time. As you make the long journey through the dark tunnels, you spot some glinting faintly in the torchlights on the ground. You find a curious ring and put it in your pack to examine later.
Nicely done.
So we got a reward there. These odds actually don't change, do they? Not much, at least. I have wondered if I should just be fighting all these raiding parties over and over again, and that maybe that is the real strategy here. I don't know though. It does seem like the numbers just gonna be too high or something like that. Far too many men on both sides, far too many people. I think the whole fight mechanic isn't great to begin with, but in particular it does seem like it really falls apart once you have more than 6 or 7 people on each side. We're getting all this fame and it's not doing anything for us. Let's see. Walking through the shadow forest, you encounter a frail old maiden. She stops to greet you. For centuries, I've helped mortals who find themselves lost in my forest. Is there anything that may help you with your journey? You acquire a potion of youth to win this token. Interesting. So, we already have the old maiden card, but we have to get the potion of youth card from Yvette and Yvonne's house to make the old maiden young. So instead of doing that, we will take supplies. We'll try this one more time. Like that, the move here definitely seems to be just avoid taking damage. Okay. Almost made it. So we didn't take any damage that time. So if that doesn't give me the shard, then I have no idea what gives me the shard. And I don't feel like shards are that important that I wouldn't have gained it just for not taking damage. So it was just not taking damage. So when you get 5 pieces of shards from the lesser events that aren't going to lead to a specific event after that, that shard coin reward will just give you another lesser random event. I can't do anything here though. I need all. I basically need all the wood I can get. Which means you basically have to go into this forest. Do we want to re-roll that or just take it? Let's just take it.
Breathe.
It's not a bad
You
roll.
have done well.
It's 50 wood. See, getting gold I think is going to prove to be way more difficult in this case. And we may just really need to drain all the wood we can get here. Yes, I'd love to
The
get
pendulum is
gold,
ever changing, and the challenges it
but I
presents
don't wanna
change too.
mess up terribly.
That will set you in good stead from here.
See, and that was just like 60 wood. So it's not even that much different. And it is kind of wasteful of your time to try to go for the gold so often, because you have to really wait for it to cycle around. This is going to get harder and harder. Let's see. Buy more food, I guess. Should at least look at what this card was. We would have never been able to afford it. So red looks bad.
Nicely timed.
Probably shouldn't have walked in that direction. That would have given the enemy an opportunity to turn around and attack me. So yeah, unless this
Breathe,
huge
you
success
have
gives
done
me
well.
a lot more wood. How much wood do we think we really need? Because it kind of seems like the move is to just keep on doing this, and this feels very repetitive. And I don't know why my companion is not getting exhausted more. Did not mean to walk that direction. And so the only thing that would, I guess, slightly concern me here is if it turned out that that this raiding party that's
That will
about
set
to
you in good
attack
stead from here.
I guess what we'll do is we'll do a couple more and then we'll leave. Because we're going to need to go pick up food anyways. But boy, does this not feel fun. It's really just not engaging with
Patience,
the variety
do
of
not move
actions
too
you would
quickly,
expect.
For haste breeds only failure. Nicely timed. The fort falls, as do you.
The fort is overrun, its soldiers routed, the Empire has lost a foothold in this region. Received news from the northerner raid on the Imperial Fort. 151 soldiers were lost, 0 soldiers remain. Northerners attacking 165. Total defense only got up to 80. And the challenge has been failed. Yeah, I don't really get it. I don't get what you were supposed to do here. Other than something that feels so boring that I really wouldn't even want to put it, make another episode trying to play it, frankly. Yes, there might be some encounters that would help you with something, but I don't know what even there. Like, was I supposed to fight more of the raiding parties and lower their numbers every single time? Or was I supposed to not fight them and just go back and forth and build things? I don't know. Well, we got 2 rewards at least. For exploring Greyfell Tunnel, we have Bullseye. And then for completing a shard, we have unlocked. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. Whether these are just appearance things or what. Like, I see 2 browns and a reddish robe. I don't get that at all. Is that supposed to be just a color palette? I was expecting some very generic, boring events to unlock because of shards. I wasn't expecting cosmetics to potentially unlock, but that seems to be exactly what has happened here. So let's go to the campfire and see what's different. Well, I guess we haven't been to the campfire since we got another companion, although the ogre character doesn't seem to be. at the companion. I would heavily suspect we would never get a third body type. Let's see. The appearance, the race and origins seem to be all the same. And so we had before different hairstyles. Now we have the idea of a robe, a red hood. Which, yeah. We don't have any new options on pins. Nor do I think we have any new options on outfits. I would say all these outfits don't really make the character stand out as much as they should. And that was why I was picking the white cape and the white hair, is to make the character stand out more. You would almost think that the colors would be based on where you came from, and that you would be wearing the color guard of your land, whether you're a northerner or from the Empire or something like that. So yeah, that was some pathetic rewards there for completing a shard, which definitely doesn't move me towards wanting to complete other shards or spending a lot of extra time to complete other shards if I know it's just going to be cosmetics now that we're unlocking. Wasn't even a specific achievement that was unlocked. So the next move would be to move to the Hanged Man, or to play Justice with a recommended set, which, you know, it's not a terrible thought to just see what the recommended set would have been. It would have still been Australia as a character. It would have been the Precision, Market Thief, the Chance card, a Blessed Spin Gold, a Faction Equipment Spin Gold, a Precision, a Gain Any or Lose Any, Trading House, this, and this. It's not like we got new cards anyways here, so yeah, I wouldn't really have had a better thought either compared to what they're suggesting here. Yeah, I don't know what you could really do. Otherwise, to just try and win at that. It feels like there are just like specific cards that we're missing to actually succeed at this mission. And that has been very consistent with the other missions that we've struggled with, is that they have been pretty obviously missing something. Extra food, extra gold, Knight's Sword. And they're having us go with the Reposit Shadows weapon when defeating Reposit Northerners would make so much more sense. I wonder if maybe some of these weapon upgrade cards would overall improve your experience if you just had a way of upgrading this weapon and then they give you a stronger weapon to play with instead. or an upgraded version of that weapon. Well, suffice to say, I'm not gonna play
I have
that
devoted
again.
my life to this game, yet even now it grows stale for me. I wish I did not know what I know now. I wish that I could indulge in the simple innocence of the common folk.
So let's fairly quickly here just build a deck for the Hanged Man. The North is invading the Empire and the Imperial army is nowhere to be seen. Keep ahead of the Northern Horde as it sweeps towards the capital, evacuating as many villages as you can. So map reveal, find peaceful villagers to save using map reveal, and in gambits there will be many paths swaying the minds of the peasants. Be proficient in any or all of them. Okay. So I would think that the move probably would be to take her again. And then kind of know what Alchemist does. Take the Peasant King. Do we have any new cards that we have yet to see as far as events, or have we actually lowered it down to 0? Yeah, I think we have lowered it down to the point where there are no more new cards at the moment. So it would just be a case of taking... We actually shouldn't even take these. We should take that. We should take that. And that, and that, and that. And that. And that should be 7 of them. We also want Yvonne and Yvette's house, because we need that. Where is Yvonne and Yvette's house? I guess it's Waterfall of Youth now. And then you would just want things that would give you food. So I guess you would want to roll this way. That might be helpful too. Okay, we're going to be fighting Northerners again. So any weapon we can find that would synergize around fighting Northerners would be nice.
You do like that one, don't you?
We keep taking the shield because we've yet to actually successfully use it. Okay. Then what can we start with? Again, if you're going to be fighting Northerners, it seems like that is the the backside of this whole act is going to be a situation where you're fighting Northerners over and over again. Okay. So that's the setup, I guess, we will have for the next episode. Yeah. I'm gonna have to kind of struggle, I think, to get all the way through all these missions. And I am not seeing a lot of motivation yet that would make me want to play any of the other modes. Like, it's getting fairly repetitive despite their efforts to make every single mission stand out and feel differently. The core gameplay mechanic is still just a little too simplistic to have as many missions as they are promoting. And if we look at the achievements, I have like 21 out of 99 achievements, so roughly a fifth of the achievements have been collected. So if I was to think that I'm a fifth of the way through the game, that would be very disheartening to me. Almost certainly I'm not going to get all the achievements though. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, and keep on watching. Thanks.